Hey everyone, welcome back to How to Be a Poser. Today we're going to show you how to pose a figure in ways that help to accentuate a character's strength, his pride, and even his arrogance. To do that, we're going to be using the Khan 6-scale figure from Quantum Mechanics. Let's get started. Alright, here he is, Khan from Star Trek the original series. Still in his box, exactly how he's going to come to you. There's a nice assortment of hands that are included, as well as that bit of the Enterprise that he used to bludgeon Kirk with, and a bent phaser. So much I can do with this, let's get rolling. Alright, here he is, the man out of time himself, Khan. Now, before I get rolling on this posing session, I just want to point out a few key things that you'll want to pay attention to. The first and most obvious one is these little nirnies right here. The reason you want to watch that is because if, as you're posing, you're not overly delicate with them, then you may pop them off. The other thing I want to note is that unless you're posing him with another figure, say Captain Kirk, then there's not a whole lot of dynamic stuff that you can do with him. So what we're going to be doing today is basically going for a more museum type pose. And I have a couple of hands specifically in mind for that. One being this hand that was specifically sculpted to go along with the bent phaser pistol. That being this guy right here. There's a particular scene in the episode Space Seed in which Khan relieves a Federation officer of his phaser pistol and just bends it into a pulp like this. It's really pretty dramatic. Trying to remember exactly the best way to put this in his hand. You can play with this kind of thing. This seems to be the best way to me to hold it in this hand. I think this just seems the most natural. It looks like it's just formed perfectly for it, so we're just going to roll with that. Now, what I want to do is just try to create as aesthetically pleasing of a series of adjustments to all these points of articulation as I can. I'm going to have him facing this way, obviously. Let's get this leg out a little bit. Throw these hips towards the camera. Now, watch this belt. It's strategically placed there for a reason. He's got a bit of a paunch. And what this does, basically, think of this belt as something that's holding that paunch in. If you lower it, you're going to accentuate the paunch. It looks really unattractive. So use these lines on the costume as a guide for where the top of the belt should go. Just maybe have them peeking out ever so slightly, or not at all. Your pick. Now, just going to get that leg just a little bit straight, get this one back. And again, this is going to be a very simple, very straightforward pose. Don't like what that head's doing, so I'm just going to turn it down, tilt it down just a little bit, provide a little bit more attitude. Get that torso twisted. Just starting with the torso at the waist, just get that slight twist there, then give it even more of a twist with the upper torso, just so you're kind of gradually leaning this upper body towards the camera. Don't want that out too far, not like he's demonstrating it, just like he's casually holding it right there at the waist, like, yeah, that's right, I did that. And just exercise in simplicity right there. I think that's done it. In the long and storied history of Star Trek villains, Khan is a genuine standout. He may not be everyone's favorite, but everyone sure as hell knows who he is. This figure represents Khan in his days as a calculating megalomaniac, before he evolved into the obsessed Ahab figure that everyone knows today. It's a gorgeous representation, and will fit right in with your QMX Star Trek collection.